We have struggled to broker peace with the Illithid.
Forces are mighty, but the Illithid, their abilities to bend the minds of mortals is just unparalleled.
This is but a small bit of pain that we will all feel throughout this war.
The Illithids have already moved against you. They have captured the mind of one of your advisors, and that advisor is going to kill you.
Those asking me all around me whether or not I am able to move past being a king of peace to being a king of war. That is who I must become. Welcome, travelers, to City of Town, an improvised D&D adventure. I'm Casey.
And I'm Michael. And an improvised D&D adventure is an adventure that Casey and I are going to make up on the spot. No prep work, no character sheets, just infinite amounts of dragon slaying and infinite amounts of D&D improv fun.
Now, every adventure is around 60 minutes, and you do not have to have seen every episode that came before, because every journey is completely standalone.
And just like you don't have to see all the episodes, you also don't have to have read all the D&D rulebooks. We loosely base everything off of D&D 5e, but we do not stress about following the rules. We never go and reference the Dungeon Master's Guide or the Player's Handbook or the Monster Manual. We make up spells, we make up feats, we butcher the backstories of races and characters. We're just all about having fun here and also pissing off rules lawyers.
That's right. Now, we use 2 dice here at City of Town. We use the D20 and the D6. We use the D20 for all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. We use the D6 for everything else we come up with along the way. You'll know it when you see it. You'll see it when you know it.
And we have 1 Dungeon Master and 1 player for every episode here at City of Town. And today, our player will be none other than Casey Dunn.
Woo! That's right, folks. And our DM, our Dungeon Master, our guide through the great adventure that's coming forth is Michael.
The only other choice.
Yeah, that's right. By default, it's him. Now, Michael, are you ready to take me on an adventure?
I am ready to take you on an adventure. I'm going to hold your hands like a little child.
Good,
and
I am one.
Guide you through this nice, soft, playful land.
Woo-dee-dee-dee-dee-da.
No, I'm kidding. I'm going to kill you.
Dang, you have before, and I'm sure you will again. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Our adventure begins, as all great adventures do, with you sitting in a throne, the king of this land, and you look out at the small table in front of you with your 6 closest advisors.
We have struggled to broker peace with the Illithid. I know each and every one of you has put in tireless hours, but I fear we are on the brink of war. Please, if anybody has any final ideas, I am open to them. Otherwise, we must prepare.
There's an awkward silence that falls over the table of your 6 closest advisors as they all sort of look to one another, hoping that someone else has the answers. And finally, the only one who does speak up is your Master of Secrets, who is a tall, round woman wearing a pitch black cloak, who stands up and looks at you and says, "Sire."
Yes, Mariel.
The only thing I have to offer, as usual, are secrets. And the secrets that I hear are that the Illithids have already moved against you. That they have captured the mind of one of your advisors. And that advisor is going to kill you. to get you out of their way so they can enact their grand plan of destruction of all intelligent life.
Now, how trustworthy is Mariel with her secrets?
Let's go ahead and see how trustworthy you think Mariel is. Let's roll an insight check.
Okay. I got a 3.
With a 3. With a 3, you feel like Mariel has been pretty wishy-washy. Like you don't think you can trust her.
I see. Mariel, thank you for your counsel. I will make a final decision after speaking with our war guard. You are all dismissed.
Your 6 advisors stand from the table and walk away.
Before
They all stop.
No, I'm just gonna ask for one of them to stay.
Oh.
As I'll look.
They do all stop though.
Okay.
Look at you, waiting for you to say whatever you're gonna say.
I'll look.
Like, did he have an idea? Is he gonna save us?
I'll look to Henrik, the dwarf, who is the leader of the war guard, and I'll say, Henrik, please stay back.
Oi, sir. Everybody else exits the council chambers except for Henrik, who stands at attention at the end of the table from you, looking to you, waiting for you to lead the conversation.
Henrik, please sit.
Aye, he moves out of his very professional salute and takes a seat.
You have been loyal to me and my family for a long time.
And will continue to be, sir.
I appreciate that. Be honest. What chances do we have to hold this city, let alone the kingdom as a whole?
With our current forces, nil chance, sir. We'll fall very quickly. But if we can gather allies, maybe the different wizarding towers could come and help us, then we stand a chance. Our forces are mighty, but the Illithid, their abilities to bend the minds of mortals is just unparalleled. Our siege machines and our finest steel can do very little against such unimaginable horror and power.
I see. The elves. If only they would come to help us, but alas, they seem content to sit and see what happens to us before they will make any type of move to protect themselves. I must speak with their ambassador. All right, Henrik. I will leave you to prepare. Please, keep an eye on Mariel. If what she speaks is true, we must prepare that there truly could be a spy or an assassin within our midst.
Aye, sir. And he stands on the table.
Though she has been strange as of late.
The master of secrets is always strange.
True?
I don't trust her not one bit.
Well, let me know if you are able to track any of her movements.
Aye, sir. He stands to go leave. And as he's about to go, he stops and turns back to you and goes, My lord, the soldiers will stand strong, and they will fight for you. They believe in their king.
Thank you, Henrik.
And he leaves.
Yeah. Just thinking about who my character is. So I am King Geordi.
King Geordi, dude.
Yeah.
How do you spell Geordi?
J-O...
Like Geordi LaForge?
Yeah. Jordie.
Not like Geordi LaForge.
Not like him at all. Is Geordi Geordy?
I at the end.
Okay.
You were so close.
Yeah, I was doing great. All right. So I am King Geordi, the Peacemaker.
Ah, nice. Okay.
And early on in my reign, I'm actually King Geordi, the Peacemaker, the second of his name. So my father before me was first to reign of my family after there was all types of like civil war within the kingdom. And then I took over shortly after he weaved everything together when he actually died by an assassination plot. But we were able to maintain and keep the kingdom together. And in my 30 years of being the king, we've actually been able to avoid any major conflicts.
Which is uncommon in this era.
Yeah.
Most of the other nations nearby are often like drawn into conflicts and war and other sorts of just like terrible onslaughts. But you guys managed to stay out of it.
Yeah. And the murmurs of Illithids has been growing, but recently there have actually been attacks. And
you guys are on the border.
Yeah.
So like where the Illithids will supposedly come from is they have to go through your country to get to the rest of all the other countries.
Yeah.
So you're on the front line.
And we've sent a couple of envoys to try to either figure out what's going on or to try to create some type of communication, and all of them have failed. And so I'm going to search out the ambassador for the elves to see if they might change their mind about standing with us.
Okay.
Now, I know that this ambassador is a bit of a playboy. And so I'm going to try to discreetly move to some of the more rowdy parts of this city.
All right. So what are you going to do to prepare for that?
I'm going to don more like casual clothing, something that you would not see a king in. And I'm going to speak with my main guard and ask that just he alone comes with me.
And your main guard is, of course, Sir, what's his name? Sir Samson.
Okay, Sir Samson, yep. Sir Samson, with me.
Oi, sir. He's actually this, like, giant dude. He's just got a very light voice.
Beautiful.
And he's one of your 6 advisors, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He's the head of your
Absolutely.
Kingsguard. And so you don your disguise. He also puts on a similar disguise so that he's not as noticeable out in the streets. He usually wears like very glittery, noticeable armor, but he puts on something more dull and covers it up with cloth so that it's not as noticeable.
Great. And we'll move out.
All right, you guys sneak out one of the side entrances of the castle because you don't want to make a big deal out of this. Mm-hmm. And you head through the town that's outside of the castle walls, keeping a low profile. The streets are very crowded with the poor and the middle class. It's a very dense city that your castle is. That your capital is a very dense city full of many different levels of classes and races. And as you make your way through to the seedier parts of town, the Red Lantern District.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Let's go ahead and roll a perception check. You roll for you, and I'll roll for Sir Samson.
Great. That is a 13.
With a 13, you don't notice anything as you're walking towards the brothel. But all of a sudden, someone gets a little too close to you, and Sir Samson suddenly moves very quickly and grabs at their wrist. And you notice they have a small dagger, like much smaller than average, that they were about to try to stab you with. But Sir Samson grabs them by the wrist and stops them.
Who are you?
Their face is covered by a cloak, and they don't speak.
Fine. Have it your way. Samson, be discreet, but let's talk within this alley. And I'll find a close by alley to move within, and I'm asking Samson to forcefully bring this person with us.
Samson pushes their arm behind their back and guides them along. And as he guides them, this person walks without purpose. He sort of ambles. He just goes wherever Samson pushes him without trying to resist in any sort of way.
Okay. Well, I have an idea.
And the cloak is still completely shrouding the face.
So when we get into the alley, I'll make sure that Samson has a good hold of him, but then pull back the cloak.
You pull back the cloak and reveal the face, a face you do not recognize, but a face devoid of any sort of emotion or recognition. Blank eyes stare outwards, and it betrays no signs of motive or feeling, just emptiness.
Damn. They have people moving throughout our city. Now, from what I know of Illithids, once they have control over somebody, is there any way to help them to get their mind back into their own?
This sounds like a question for another one of the members of your Council of Six, which would be your head cleric.
Okay.
Do you know? You can roll to see if you know.
Well, I feel like this
do you think that's
probably be
Arcana, or do you think that's?
I just feel like this would probably be a question I would have asked to my council at some point,
Okay.
because we're preparing for war with them.
Okay, so that's super fair that you would have asked him that question. Let me roll to see if he knew the answer.
Okay.
Your head cleric did not know the answer to that question.
This is a
you
new.
guys just don't know about the
Yeah.
Illithid.
This is a totally new thing. We can't leave him here. Samson, take him back.
But
I'll find my own way.
if I go back, you're going to be on your own, sir.
I know.
It's not safe out here. I can kill him right here.
No. We do not hurt those we may be able to help. I will not see the peace that I have fought years to protect destroyed overnight, no matter how cruel the creature we are fighting. Now, Samson, take him back and take him to the Cleric's Guild and see if there's anything that they can do for him.
Yes, my lord. As Samson pushes this benign person who is just not resisting or showing any sort of feeling away and back into the alleyway and towards the castle.
Now, obviously, I'm going to have to be a lot more careful getting to this ambassador, and so I'll pull the my own cloak tighter over my head, and I will hold in one of my hands one of my own dagger at my hilt as I continue, but try to choose more of the darker alleys and stuff to move through.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
That's an 11.
Okay, cool. So you make your way through the alleys. You head towards the brothel. That's where you're heading?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You make it to the brothel without any further incidents. And you're outside the brothel. It's are you going to one of the classier of the brothels in the Red Lantern District? Or, because there is a wide range depending on your budget.
Yeah. So from what I've heard from Mariel, and, this seems like something that she probably wouldn't have a reason to lie about. I would assume that this ambassador...
Classic liar, that Mariel.
She might be. But I would say that I would most likely find this elf in one of like the seedier of the brothels.
Oh, got it. Oh, you're actually looking for the elf.
Yeah,
Okay, I see.
yeah, for
Now
the
I get it.
ambassador.
I thought you were gonna like get some people together to like bring to him and like throw a party to attract him.
Oh no.
Okay, cool. So you're just looking for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know he likes to hang out in the dingiest of dives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So of course, the dingiest of dives is of course the slippery dolphin. And there is of course the classic image on the sign of the slippery dolphin of a dolphin just absolutely covered in lube, and someone's trying to give the dolphin a hug, and the dolphin's just sliding out like they're bursting forth from the waves.
Just so putrid.
Yep, that's how you find the slippery dolphin. Where's my pen go?
It's right on you.
There it is.
All right, so I will go inside the slippery dolphin.
All right, as you walk inside, you pay the cover fee. No one gives you any trouble. You walk inside. The place is absolutely packed. And go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right, 12.
With a 12, you don't immediately see the elf ambassador, but you do. I mean, you just don't immediately see him. So what are you gonna do?
All right, great. I will go to the bartender and I will, or the like woman of the house. But depending on like what kind of brothel is this? Like, is it one
the dingiest dive?
Okay. Then I will go up to the bar and I will.
What you want, love?
Have you seen any high elves in here?
I don't know not what I've seen. As they sort of like give you a little bit of a look.
Sure. As I will pull out a few coppers.
That won't get you much in these pots.
All right. Well, I don't really like small chat, so why don't you tell me what will?
5 silver.
Fine. As I will pull out 5 silver.
The bar wench takes the silver and nods up to the balcony, which is nearby, and the door and like the curtains that are drawn over where stage performers will usually make some rowdy, jaunty tunes. But the stage curtains are currently closed.
Now, is he indisposed?
Probably.
All right. Thank you for your time. I will regretfully move up the stairs
You do so.
and slide through the curtain.
As you walk in through the curtain, you see the elf ambassador, Ambassador
Ardriel.
Ardriel. The elf ambassador is in the midst of a gaggle of about a baker's dozen prostitutes all around him. All different genders and races. And he is like literally like kind of crowd surfing in the middle of them as they are all reaching up and massaging him and pleasuring him in different ways as he floats on this bed of prostitutes and ecstasy. And you're just watching this a little, like, they're kind of spinning and moving around. It's a little awkward for the people that are part of the cloud of ecstasy, but he's having a fucking blast up there.
Okay. As I'll kind of... and if I get everybody's attention, I'll say...
Well, hold on. Let me see if he... Let's see how this crowd notices you. Oh, they notice you. It actually, like, the music stops. There's a bar in the corner. He's been playing music. And everyone just stops and looks at you. And then the ambassador immediately goes, "My lord," and he and starts like trying to roll off of the cloud of prostitutes. Let me down, as they gently but awkwardly lower him to the ground, where he is now nude, standing before you.
Put on a cloak. We must speak.
Of course, my lord. I didn't expect to see you in such a establishment. Everyone, get out! And the bard and all the prostitutes all get their things together and get out as he puts on a cloak and offers you a seat. I would offer you a beverage, however, I think that the fare here is not quite what you're used to.
Please, let's cut with the courtesy. Time is of the essence.
What is it that you've sought me out for?
I know we've spoken of your kind coming to our aid. I must entreat that they reconsider. And if you cannot achieve that for me, then I would ask, I know you have ways of speaking with them, that you assist me in talking to your king directly.
I could most probably get you an audience with the king, but our people are not going to come to your aid against a threat that is unproven.
Unproven? Just moments ago, I was nearly stabbed by one of them. They have people under their control within this city. And if we fall, they move to you next.
If you can prove, do you have these people that are under their control? If you can prove the Illithid threat is real, then we could help. But without that proof, other nations in the area will see us moving troops to your borders as provocative and cause another war, which we can't afford.
Very well. I do have proof. I've taken it to the Cleric Guild. Come, we must move.
All right. I was in the middle of something, but I suppose I can reschedule this.
I don't find this very funny.
Yeah, he realizes the joke doesn't land. And he's like, right away. May I put on some underwear?
Yes, probably best.
Okay. Can I have a little privacy?
Obviously, I would move.
Yeah, but he doesn't wait for you to move. He's too eager.
All right, yeah, I would get out of there.
All right, so you guys are gonna. So he gets dressed. You guys are gonna head to the cleric's tower right away.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. You guys leave the slippery dolphin. Go ahead and just roll a stealth check to see how well you get over to the cleric's tower.
There's a 23.
With a 23, you make record time over to the cleric's tower. You have no problem whatsoever. You, of course, easily go in. You head up to the top level, where you find the priestess Pauline, your high cleric, and part of your council of 6, as well as Sir Samson. And they are both looking into a cage, which holds the man who tried to stab you earlier. He is still blank-faced, staring forward. The priestess Pauline is currently doing a prayer, trying to ritual cast something. You walk into the room. Sir Samson sees you and goes, "Oh, sir, I was honestly quite afraid that something might have happened to you while I wasn't with you."
I appreciate your consideration. I have with me Ardriel, ambassador of the elves.
Sir Samson stands at attention and goes, "Ambassador?"
Ardriel, peer through. You will see the creature I speak of.
I'm going to go ahead and roll. All right. So, Ardriel goes up to the bars, looks inside, squints around, and goes, "To be honest, all I see is a normal man. He seems bored. What am I looking at?"
Very well. Samson, open the door.
The door to the cell?
Yeah.
He opens the door up.
Why don't we go in? See it up close.
All right. So, Ambassador Ardriel walks into the cage. Although, didn't you have him caged up because he's dangerous or something? He says that to Sir Samson, and Sir Samson goes, "Well, he hasn't really done anything since he's tried to stab the king, but we don't know that he's not dangerous. Clearly, he tried to hurt our lord."
Yeah. And if none of this is a real threat, then we should have nothing to worry about. Please, step closer.
Ambassador Ardriel does, and he sort of waves his hands in front of the completely comatose man's eyes. And just, why is he like this?
This is what they do. They rob people of their wit and bend them to their own will.
Well, I've certainly never seen anything like this. And at that moment, that's when the priestess Pauline, the High Cleric, finishes ritual casting her spell. She looks up, her eyes glowing, and she stares deep into the mind of this man standing in front of you. And you see her gasp as her eyes stop glowing, and she steps back and goes, "This man has been completely erased. The only thing in his mind was a single command to find you in that alleyway and stab you with that knife." And she points at the knife across the room. Once that was done, he had nothing else in his mind. No thoughts, no feelings, no memories. Just one single task.
How is that possible?
The Illithids do things that we can't understand yet, but if this is within their power, imagine what they could do with more and more people. They could turn an entire army against us if they're able to erase their minds and give them new missions and tasks. Sir Samson, gasped, they could turn everyone against us, sir.
Ardriel, please. I have asked you for an audience with your king. Do you not see the danger?
Ardriel looks from the man to the priestess to you and goes, "All right. I shall arrange this audience. You will have to go to him, though.
We do not have time.
I'll see what I can do. I'll send a letter right away."
Thank you. And if there are any magical means in which we may speak, if he is open to it, I am. Give me word as soon as you can.
"I will, my lord," as he leaves to go and send this letter to his king.
And I just feel tired at the looming threat. I am going to
It is late.
send a messenger to the wizarding tower requesting that their high wizard comes before me.
Who is, of course, another member of your Council of Six. Where do you want to meet him?
I will have him meet me within my own quarters.
Okay, so the High Wizard will meet you at your chambers.
Yeah.
A little while later, you're in your chambers. How are you dressed?
I've been helped out of my I guess my stealthy clothes and stuff into fine linens that are more of a relaxing wear, but still not sleeping, not a sleeping robe or something. So just more something, that befits our nightcap for a king.
So the High Wizard eventually knocks on your door. He knocked.
Enter. What do I have to say? Enter?
Yeah, because you're the king. No one just enters your quarters.
Okay.
It's a way to get beheaded. Your High Wizard, his name is Gotho, enters the room. And Gotho doesn't dress like a typical wizard. He's completely hairless in every single respect. Very skinny and gaunt. He's an older man. And he wears a vest and very slim trousers rather than like a big flowing wizard's robe or anything like that. And his vest and trousers do have like interesting like diagrams of constellations and archaic runes on them. Runes, not ruins. You summoned me, sir?
Yes, Gotho, please sit.
I heard about your incident earlier today. I'm very sorry that I wasn't there to stop the bugger.
It's fine. I was barely touched. I do want to speak with you about something.
What would that be, sir?
Well, in a way, that man. It seems as though the Illithids are able to clean the mind of those they are possessing.
Oh my. What a dreadful thought.
Yes, well, if we are going to go to war with them, we need to be able to protect our soldiers. An army cannot stand if its ranks start fighting amongst themselves.
This is a very good point, yes, but... Well, I suppose...
Oh, out with it.
Well, our soldiers already wear helmets. Perhaps there's some sort of material that we could form around the helmets that could block the Illithid's ability to penetrate the skull into the fleshy matter of the mind.
Do you think, if I got you one of these creatures, you would be able to test this, verify it?
Why, yes, it may take, well, how much time?
Not enough.
And how, how, ethical must I be in the, experimentation?
I will not see the peace I have worked so hard fall. Not until it has to. You will take every precaution. If we must, use those who were sentenced to execution.
This is wise. You are a very wise king. I can have this done if you can bring me an Illithid.
Very well. Go, prepare. I will have an Illithid for you soon.
Yes, my lord. As he stands and leaves your chambers.
And as he exits, and a servant comes in, I say, "Get Mariel."
Your servant nods and rushes out to go get Mariel. And it's only a little while later, like suspiciously not very long later, that Mariel knocks on the door. Because you do have to say enter.
Enter.
Mariel, your master of secrets, walks in the room, still dressed in her pitch black cloak. I was summoned,
Sit.
my liege. Okay, as she takes a seat and goes, you seem agitated. I heard about the attack on your person earlier. I warned you that someone is moving against you in the council.
I don't answer her, as instead I grab a poker next to the fire and put it in, letting it heat to a red hot.
Have you thought at all about who it might be that is moving against you?
I have.
You have suspicions?
I think I have answers.
I've been working my contacts, but so far, I have very little. Whoever it is being very sly.
Yes.
And inconspicuous.
Mariel, has anybody ever told you that you talk too much for someone who's supposed to be hearing?
I have been accused of being a bit of a blabbermouth. But oftentimes it takes someone who's willing to start the conversation to really get someone flowing.
And seeing that the poker is hot, I'll pull it from the fire and slowly walk towards her as I say,
do an intimidation check.
okay. That's a 6.
Okay. But you get a plus to that, right?
That was with a plus.
Oh. You are also king, so take advantage.
Okay. It's a 7. I don't know why I fucked it up so hard.
It's not that you're not intimidating, it's that she is not easily intimidated.
Okay.
She feels confident in her position.
How long have you served me?
I've served you for 21 years now, my lord.
That's right, and in that time we've protected this kingdom, have we not?
Yes, we've kept the peace. Stomped out every single rebellion or war before they began, saving countless lives, oftentimes thanks to the secrets that I brought you.
That's true. No one can deny it. You've served me loyally, year in and year out. I look to you to make the choices that I could not. I'm afraid, Mariel. When I see these creatures, I don't just see the potential danger to this kingdom. I see the eradication of what we are, of the choices that we're able to make. So I look at you now as somebody who has served me across multiple decades. Somebody who has ensured the peace of this kingdom. I look to you to make that which these wish to steal. I look to you to make a choice. This is made of steel, which is the type of spine we are going to have if we are going to make it out of this alive.
She nods to you. She's following.
As I take my own hand and I grip it around the hot point of this poker.
She like pulls back, like she doesn't say anything, but she looks at you like, have you lost your mind?
And I squeeze onto it, and then I pull my own flesh back off of it.
Your flesh kind of has melted onto the poker, and your hand is bloody and raw.
As I put the poker back into the fire.
Should I call the cleric?
This is but a small bit of pain that we will all feel throughout this war, because that is what is inevitable. I've seen it. Just today. Those asking me all around me whether or not I am able to move past being a king of peace to being a king of war. That is who I must become. And as I change, all those within my kingdom must change. For a king, whether it is right or wrong, is the soul of its kingdom.
You are loved for being a king of peace.
Yes.
This change may not bode well for you, and it will not be received well by your subjects.
I know. I have given so much in the aim of being remembered as a good king. But now, I must do everything I can just to ensure I'm remembered. If you were with me in a time of war, in a time to protect all time, if you will be my spider, lurking in the dark, stealing secrets, and weaving them into the tales I must know, take your hand upon this steel and rise anew.
She kind of pulls back, looking at you like, are you serious? And she looks from you to the just white hot poker. And let's see. I'm just gonna roll like. She really doesn't want to. She looks at you. What's your demeanor in this moment?
I think I was just pretty clear about it.
This is like you're not backing down on this.
No, there is no way in which I am backing down from this. I mean, like, my skin is boiling from the heat that I just gripped.
She looks at your hand and the blood that is dripping off of it down onto the ground. And she looks at her own hand and very slowly and slightly moves it out to touch the poker. And she does, as it just starts to sizzle against her palm. And she looks at you to see if you approve. As she's wincing in pain, what kind of look do you give her?
I give her one of, like, stern, but like I'm not going to ask her to do something that I'm not willing to do. But, like, the choices that lie before us are ones that are going to be incredibly difficult. And that just putting her palm against this does not show that she's in it enough.
You know what? I'm going to say intimidation again, even though...
Not persuasion?
Yeah, because, like, I feel like when you're being persuaded by a king, it's really intimidation, regardless.
Fair enough. I do think that, like...
You get advantage, though.
Yeah, okay. I do think that I've been, like, a king by my spirit and, like, trying to bring people along. So... All right. Wow. That is just bad.
Is your persuasion better? Do you have a better modifier on it? Because if you do, I'll let you do that instead.
Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, I would have gotten an 11 instead of just bad. Instead of a 9.
Got an 11. Man, the rolls are not good to you today.
Nope.
You do. So she does wrap the rest of her fingers around this, wincing in pain, but she doesn't just like fully grip onto it, like fully inspired. But she does what you the bare minimum of what you need. As she waits for you to give her the signal that she can let go.
Release.
Oh. I hope that this demonstration has persuaded you that I'm with you, my lord. You can count on me. Ooh, as she nurses her hand.
Good.
And is clearly kind of looking to the door like she wants to go get this fixed.
We have work to do. Now, where have you seen the Illithids move? And, like, I'm looking at, like, my war map.
They've stayed pretty much out of sight of our borders so far. They mainly are behind the mountain ranges here, and she points with her one hand. Her burnt hand is like cradled in under her armpit, and she points with her other hand. And she points to the different areas in the map behind the mountains, inside of a deep valley, and inside of a volcano. Places where there's no trade routes through there or anything like that, as they're very like remote areas.
I see. We must prepare. We have to get one of these creatures so that we can learn how they work.
I can speak to General Henrik about putting together a scouting party to maybe capture one and bring it back.
Perhaps. But something you said. You're not able to figure out who it is. As I will walk to the door, and I'll tell the servant to gather the rest of the council.
Your servant rushes off. And do you want them here in your quarters?
Yep.
All right. within the next hour and a half, because look,
An
it's six
hour and a half.
six high-ranking people are not all just chilling out in the castle all the time. They're not just sitting in their offices going, "Oh, I hope the king calls me sometime soon."
I think that's like kind of what they're doing. But no, they're good. They're good people. So good. Sweet.
Your council of 6 is brought forth into your quarters. Mariel, your master of secrets. General Henrik, the lead commander of your war guard. Sir Samson, the commander of your king's guard. The priestess Pauline, your high cleric. Gotho, your high wizard. And the 6th, who is I think it's
the treasurer, right?
Oh yeah, the treasurer. Sure, I was gonna say chief entertainment officer. Treasurer.
No, this dude does not have a chief entertainment officer on board.
Bracco. No, Braca. There we go. Braca. As they all take seats in your chambers, some of them have been roused from sleep, so they are like kind of dressed in their pajamas. Others were clearly out working, and they all look to you, not sure why they've been gathered here.
Well, I was speaking with Mariel just now, and I had a revelation. It would seem that she is being honest. That there is somebody within this 6 who is out to betray me.
So real quick, I'm going to do a little DM roll, which you can't see. I'm going to roll to see who it is you can trust.
Okay.
Okay.
I know I have sworn to you all to be a king of peace. But that time is over. We must prepare for war.
Everyone sort of grumbles and looks between each other because obviously you are the king of peace. This is a big change.
And with big change comes swift action. Kneel.
Everyone, of course, does stand and kneel.
I have also called our chief executioner, Boric Lestrang.
Boric Lestrang. Boric walks out of a door behind you, wearing a stark white mask with long braids that go down and are the only clothes that this man is wearing. Completely covered up by these braids that his arms come out of. They're very spindly little arms that have 2 axes in them that he's sharpening against each other. And everyone is intimidated by this.
We must preserve humanity. We have fought for too long to ensure that peace is governing this land. But that time is over. Now, instead, we must just preserve. So I will ask all of you, if you truly stand for me, you stand for the people. And it would seem we are not able to decipher who in our midst is already taken by them.
And all of the Council of 6 all are eyeing each other and looking for one another. All seemingly themselves trying to figure out who the traitor is.
And if that is not the case, I'm sorry, friends. But you will not be leaving this room.
Everyone stiffens.
I make you this promise. From this day, I understand that my time is limited. I do believe I am the only one who can see us through to the end of this war. But when it comes, and it will come, I will stand ready to answer for my actions. Here on this night, and those moving forward. We will win this war. And it starts with your sacrifice here.
General Henrik speaks up and goes, Sir, I don't understand. What do you want us to do?
I want you to die.
Mariel speaks up. Sire, obviously you can't sacrifice your Council of Six on the eve of war. Gotho steps forward and goes, Surely, I think we can use the weave to find some other way of detecting who the traitor is.
Do you have any answers right now?
Braca steps forward and goes, I of course could look through everybody's bank records and see if anyone's being paid off or any sort of clever accounting happening.
I'm sorry. That's not what this is.
The priestess Pauline looks at you deeply and goes, Surely I could commune with the gods and determine whose soul is evil and been corrupted by the Illithids. The gods surely would grant me that.
Very well. I give each of you 10 minutes to find some way to prove who is under the control of the Illithids.
Oh, 10 minutes? What? Sire,
That is the time you have.
Sir Samson steps up next to you and says, Sir, what do you want me to? Will you want me to be the one to kill them? As everyone else is trying to do things in the next 10 minutes. I, of course, am by your side through whatever you want to do.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Samson. But no. I could not ask you to do something like this.
Samson nods and goes over to the others who are frantically trying to figure out what to do in the next few minutes. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
23.
And with a 23, you notice that of your 6 council members, only one of them is really working on the problem and really trying to come up with a way to figure out who the traitor is.
Who?
Gotho, your High Wizard. Everyone else, you detect little snippets of conversation that begin to make it clear to you that they're all 5 of your other members of the council, besides Gotho, are traitors and collaborating against you.
Oh, crap. That's a lot.
Yes. There's only a few minutes left until your deadline is up.
All 5 of them. Okay, so they're trying to come up with some type of plan to work together.
And you can tell Gotho is working hard trying to find a solution for you within the next few minutes, but he's having a tough time, obviously.
Okay.
Are you going to do anything before the time is up?
Yes. What I'm going to do is... So I am going to... I'm going to go and write a small letter on a parchment of paper, and then I'm going to go and slip it to Gotho.
Okay. And what does it say?
It says, stop working on what you're doing. I know you are good. The other 5 are traitors.
And you see as he reads this note, he's an older man. His skin goes clammy and white, and his hands shake as he looks at you and nods to let you know he's on your side.
As
You can tell he's awaiting any order you give him.
I say, no time like the present.
Everyone kind of stops and it's like, what?
Oh,
My grace?
treachery.
I thought we had more time.
It seems that while I was trying to find peace, war was right under my nose. Gotho, make this room erupt.
Aye, sir. As Gotho pulls back his vest that he's wearing and lets it drop off of him, revealing just tons of tattoos.
This dude's freaking sick.
As he starts to move his fingers between the tattoos, and they all start to glow just the brightest red. It actually starts to kind of like hurt your eyes. And he explodes.
What?
You said make the room erupt.
Yeah.
He suicide bombed these guys.
Okay, where are we all?
You're in your quarters.
No, I know that. I know where we are.
You're like up on a dais with Boric Lestrange behind you.
Okay.
And you're like in front of your bed, which is like a little raised up from the rest of the room.
Yeah.
And they're down like a small flight of like 4 stairs, all like gathered together in like the common area of your room. And Gotho just blows himself up amongst them.
Oh my god.
Did he misunderstand your order? You said to make the room erupt.
I just thought like a fireball or something. But no, I love this. Gotho's rad as hell.
Actually everybody else has to roll. So I was gonna make Gotho roll an attack, but everyone else has to roll. You get to roll with advantage, and so does Boric.
Okay.
And you're also outside of the main blast radius, so you'll take less damage anyways.
Sure.
But it's a DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll for Boric first. Oh, Boric fucking crushed
Oh man,
it.
I have advantage. Thank God. I got that one.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. So I get a 15, but I am going to use one of my feats, Steady Hand, which allows me a D6 for any type of like movement check.
Awesome.
As I'm going to try to be jumping behind the bed.
Cool.
Oh, wow, a 6. Okay, so 21 total.
Perfect. Okay. So everybody else is now going to roll. You and Boric are actually okay. You both succeed in the roll. And you both are going to jump behind the bed to be able to escape the blast. You take no damage.
Okay.
Everybody else down there is definitely going to take at least half damage. All right.
Die.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
The blast goes off.
uh-huh.
Gotho erupts and disappears.
Is he dead?
Seems like it.
What the hell happened?
He's not. He exploded.
Dude,
And you see bodies. Like the whole room erupts in an explosion. Just debris and clouds of dust everywhere. You can't see anything. All you know is that the explosion went off. You and Boric are behind the bed. What do? The room is...
quick, Boric, follow me as I'm going to shove across a vanity on that side of the bed, revealing an escape route.
All right.
As I'm going to hold it open and I'm going to say, Boric, I know what I'm about to ask you is cruel. But if I don't get out of here, the entire kingdom will fall. Stand on this side of the vanity and protect your king.
I'll die for you, my grace.
Thank you.
I feel like that's not how Boric talks. I feel like Boric talks
Yeah,
like,
Borg's like a psycho.
yeah, I'll die for you, my grace.
Okay.
He seems really happy about dying.
In another life, he would be a clown. Like, this dude's
He's honestly a tortured soul.
this dude is a straight psycho. Good for him.
All right, so you're heading into the secret tunnel?
Yes. As I tear a torch off the wall and strike it.
All right. As you head into the tunnel closes behind you, and as you're moving down the tunnel, you hear the sounds of battle behind you. All right. Just let me quickly make sure I understand who's alive and who's dead. All right. You head down the tunnel. What are you doing?
So I am following the tunnel. And am I hearing anything behind me? Because that's going to inform my decision.
Not anymore. You've gotten far enough away that you're not hearing anyone following you in the tunnel, and you're not hearing the battle behind you anymore.
Okay.
But you don't know what happened with that battle.
Okay. So I am going to follow this out. It actually it enters into the guards room, like the King's Guard room. As I'm going to exit into there.
All right, you exit into the King's Guard room as you come into like this like very nicely appointed barracks, but a barracks nonetheless. That has 8 members of the King's Guard in there. They're all kind of hanging out on their own and like talking, and they suddenly notice that you have entered the room, and they look from you to the door, which is closed, and they're like, and they all jump to attention. My grace, we didn't see you come in, sir.
As I storm in and I grab a sword that's like just like a sword nearby, I say, "What? Did you not hear the explosions within the king's room? On me!"
That's a really good point. They definitely should have heard those explosions.
No, they didn't. It just,
Dude, this castle has really thick walls.
Well, also, they were like singing and having a good time. It's just a fuck up on their part. It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
These fucking idiots.
Yeah.
These King's Guards are dumb. Definitely not the DM.
As I say, on me, as I'm moving back.
With the king, and they all grab their swords. They don't like have time to put on their armor, so they rush after you because you're just moving so quick.
As I'm gonna storm back up into that room, trying to surprise those who are still alive.
You storm into the room, and you see just utter destruction. You see the bodies of Henrik, your general of the war guard, priestess Pauline, Gotho, Braca, the treasurer. All their bodies are torn apart and laying on the ground dead.
Whoa.
And over at the entrance to the tunnel where you were going, you see a battered Sir Samson dead on the ground, and Boric Lestrang, who successfully defended the entrance to the secret tunnel. He's dying as he's leaning against the entrance, but one of his axes is embedded in Sir Samson's skull. As Boric looks at you across the room and goes, "I did it, sir."
You did good.
He coughs up blood onto his pure white hair. And goes,
Just die. Please die, you
I
fucking
think I can hold on a little longer, sir. Could you get to me a medic?
Absolutely.
Maybe the priestess Pauline is dead, but
Okay, so will you remind me? So Pauline's dead. Samson's dead. Is Mariel dead?
you don't see Mariel's body.
Is Henrik dead?
Henrik is dead.
Okay. Gotho's MIA. And what about Braca?
Brock is dead.
No, not Braca. Not our treasure.
Yeah, that explosion was very effective.
As I look to one of the King's Guard, and I say, "Make yourself useful. Find a medic."
Aye, sir. And he rushes off while the other King's Guard I guess that you didn't give them an order, so they're going to just hang out with you.
Yeah, as I step onto the dais and I say, you have followed me for long. You have worked hard. You are the best of the best. You have protected me. But now we are under attack. We are no longer a country defined by peace, but a kingdom ready for war. We have been attacked. But we will stand taller. We will fight harder. There is a spider hiding within these walls. She thinks that she and the Illithid will be the ones who reign supreme at the end of this great bloody war. But I will have it known that those with free minds will stand triumphant. Now, we will burn down whatever remains, and we will take no prisoners. We will be the champions of our own fate. Now follow me into the shadows, and we will burn it with bright, flaming light. On me!
With the king! And all of your Kingsguard will follow you wherever you lead them.
As we're going to charge, well, first off, I am going to make sure that, like, do I get any sense of where Mariel might have gone?
You go ahead and do a perception check.
Okay.
What are you checking?
I'm checking, so I know where Mariel was standing, so I'm checking, like, if there's any specific, like, blood markings or anything there that might lead me in a direction of where she might have gone.
Got it.
Nat 20!
Nat 20! So you learn two important things.
Okay.
Number one, there is no blood from Mariel in this room. She did not take damage from the explosion. Number two, Mariel has not left this room.
Oh, okay. She's in here. Well.
The guards were about to charge out of the room because they were going to go find her with you. She's like, what? She's still here?
Fine. Mariel, if you wish to hide, we will burn you out. Bring in the gasoline. Not gasoline, but whatever thing is flammable.
My grace, please don't burn the room with me in here still.
Present yourself to me.
Boric?
Oh. Sorry, that's Boric. I thought that was Mariel.
No, that was Boric.
That was Psycho Boric. No, yeah, obviously, we're not going to burn it with him in there. Boric, look, man, you've been... No, he doesn't talk like that. Boric, you've been honorable to me. I will make sure that you live through this.
Thank you, my grace.
Now, quick, help him out of this room.
The Kingsguard puts him on a stretcher and carries him out of the room.
Two of you, go and stand within this tunnel. Make sure that no one escapes.
Isa, and they go over to the tunnel. They open it up, and a body falls out. Boric Lestrang is dead.
Boric? I just helped Boric. Oh, god damn it. Where are those guards?
But I will say, the corpse of Boric Lestrang has a big-ass smile on his face. Dude is thrilled.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Where?
They went down the hallway with the stretcher. They left the room.
No. As I... on me, men, and as I'm going to charge out.
With the king! They'll charge after you. You rush down the hallway as fast as you can. You go down the stairs towards where you know the doctor's chambers are.
They made it a long way.
Well, partway down the stairs, you do find the two Kingsguard who were carrying the stretcher dead, and the stretcher overturned and empty.
No. I'm going to check them for a pulse, make sure that they're actually...
Oh, they're dead.
Do I see any place of where she might have gone.
What are you checking?
I mean, did these people bleed out? Or are there like bloody footsteps? Or
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20. I mean, it's doing a perception check.
wow, I'm killing it, dude. That's a 23.
With a 23, so you notice that they were both killed from behind. So you realize that she was laying down on the stretcher, got up, and then stabbed both the guards in the back of the necks at the same time, killing them. And you don't notice any blood from her, obviously, because she's not bleeding. But you do see blood from her knives, the guards' bloods from her knives, dripping further down the stairwell. And as you follow it, you come to the main gate where you see more dead guards and the open gate.
No.
She's fast. She knows her way around this castle. She's not messing around.
He's a spy master. She better know her way around this. Mariel, you've chosen the wrong side of this war.
And that is where we'll end our adventure.
Frick, dude.
But also, did Mariel choose? Did any of these Council of Six choose?
I mean, yeah, like that's super fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the king is A, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they could all be just like worm-brained or taken over.
Worm-brained!
Dang, dude. Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you, dude.
And guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, just make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all of that type of stuff.
Ring the little belly bell.
Yeah, that too. And we thank you so much for watching. We will see you in our next adventure.
See ya.